A couple of weeks ago, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, Brian Thompson, was gunned down in broad daylight on the streets of Manhattan. It's been by far the most shocking and talked about story of the past couple months and maybe even the year. It sparked conversations about the predatory nature of healthcare in the United States, what a revolution looks like, and are all Italians criminals? The main suspect is Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old unibrowed hunk of man meat who police found in a McDonald's with a homemade handgun and a manifesto about how messed up the healthcare system is here in the United States. It really does feel like it's a cut and dry, he did it, lock him up, let's make an example out of him and go home kind of case. I don't think Luigi Mangione did it though. I think there's somebody else at play here. Santa Claus. Disclaimer, murder is obviously bad. Not pro-murder. You murder. Don't do murder. I'm not going to do it. Yuck. This is a dumb video to make. We're just having a little fun here. Nobody can get upset about this because saying Santa Claus killed that guy in broad daylight is a ridiculous thing to say. Unless Santa Claus actually did kill that guy. No, that would be totally crazy. Unless universal healthcare was something that everybody wanted and Santa was the type of guy to go through extraordinary measures to give people what they want. If Santa was a diligent man who kept track of every single person who was nice and also every single person who was bad, he'd also have to have some kind of untraceable escape method to get away with it. And the gun was homemade, so Santa would have to have some kind of logistics to, build things from scratch or a team of master craftsmen to do that kind of thing for him. Now, if Santa did all of that, then maybe he would be a suspect for the murder. Right? You see where I'm going here? Do you know what the most common response is when children are asked what they want most for Christmas this year? That's right, the violent teardown of the American for-profit healthcare system. Every single year, Santa is swamped by revolutionary war dog children begging him to spill blood in the name of healthcare. Now, children are obviously horrible monsters, but adults think kind of the same, I think. If you ask the majority of adult people in the United States what they think about the UnitedHealthcare shooting, they probably say something like, oh, murder is horrible, it's never right, this was an awful thing that happened. But man, healthcare fucking sucks. This is from a recent survey that asked a bunch of questions about the murder and healthcare in the United States in general. The majority of people obviously think that the murder was completely unacceptable, which I do too, but look at how many people are neutral or even think it was acceptable. 63% of the people in the survey said that they disapproved of the United States healthcare system in general. Also, the feeling of, okay, yeah, murder's wrong, but this shit sucks so bad has kind of united a broken country. Guys like Ben Shapiro have been making these videos blaming the radical left for the violent destruction of our country. But all the psychos in the comments of those videos are saying shit like, hey, this isn't a left-wing issue. This sucks for us too. What else has gotten that kind of agreement from both sides of the political spectrum? The green M&M changed her footwear and people complained that she wasn't fuckable enough. The people were very briefly together on the idea that, hey, healthcare here fucking sucks. That's a broad idea, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. Santa's core tenet is that he wants to give people what they want. In the past, Santa's always been handcuffed by the logistical impossibility of delivering on universal free healthcare for the richest country the world has ever seen, even though plenty of other countries seem to have it down pretty good. I mean, what the hell can he do? He's not even a citizen of the United States. The North Pole has a thriving single-payer healthcare system. Elves pay $0 out of pocket for any treatment at all. They also don't wait longer than like 8 days at most to see their primary care doctor. In the United States, the average wait time to see your primary care doctor is 20 days. That's among the worst for all, developed countries. So there's not really a lot Santa can do to provide these rabid, barking children with the socialized medicine that they want. There's a forest of legal red tape that he's got to hack his way through. So much lobbying that would need to be done to buy off all of the politicians that are already bought off by drug companies and insurance companies. As we all know, Santa runs his Christmas empire in 100% loss. Santa gives all the children of the world toys for free. The healthcare lobbying industry spends billions to keep this shit shitty for us every single year. So in the past, there's not much that Santa could really do legally. But if we know anything about Santa, it's that he's a problem solver. He's figured out how to fly around the entire world using reindeer. His fat, jiggly ass is getting up and down chimneys like he's a Pilates princess. He eats millions of cookies and drinks a couple thousand gallons of milk in one night without shitting himself. If anybody can figure out a way to send a message to the ruling class profiting off of our suffering, it's Santa Claus. When you think about it like that, it's almost obvious that St. Nick came to the conclusion that his only path was revolutionary violence. And to that genius, jolly, fat bastard's credit, it kind of worked. Just before the shooting, Blue Cross was running out this policy that it was going to stop paying for anesthesia after this set time that didn't make any sense. After they realized that people really did not care for that kind of nonsense, they reversed that decision. Thanks, Santa. It's also well known that Santa's a diligent list taker. When Santa puts somebody on the naughty list, it's because he's deemed them naughty. And he hasn't just deemed them naughty like one time. He's checked it once, and then he checks it a second time. There are not many more people eligible for the naughty list than CEOs of insurance companies. The nature of insurance companies existing is predatory. In order for them to make money, they have to pay out less than they're taking in. And the paying out part is what they exist for. Santa has to fucking hate the people who are at the top of those companies. They have to get a mountain of coal every single year. Insurance CEOs make millions of dollars a year. The CEO above Brian Thompson, the guy Santa shot, is Andrew Whitty. He's the CEO of UnitedHealth Group, and he made $20 million in 2023. $20 million to be the head leech middleman at Leech Middleman Incorporated. That sucks ass. You can't find the specific data about how many people with UnitedHealth have their coverage denied, but some estimates say that 1 in 5 claims overall get denied. Now, $20 million to not do your job is the American dream. It's what we were built on. I get that. I'd like $20 million to not do my job. If you're making a list about who's been naughty and who's been nice, though, $20 million in blood money probably gets you to the top of that list. Health insurance net incomes increase by like 6% every year. You know what else increases by 6% pretty much every year? Health insurance premiums. That's some interesting math. If I'm not mistaken, if you carry the one, x squared equals y cubed times z, divide by y, carry another one. Holy shit, I'm not a math wizard, but 6% is equal to, or at least pretty close to 6%. That's such a wacky coincidence. I'm guessing almost every CEO in every industry is on Santa's naughty list in some capacity and receives coal. Actually, coal might not be what Santa gives out to the naughty anymore. That's not super eco-friendly, and I'm sure Santa's a green guy. Maybe he gives like all oil CEOs solar panels, tech CEOs deodorant, and maybe specifically for Elon Musk, Santa goes into his bathroom and like swipes Elon's toothbrush through his hairy, sweaty Santa ass crack. That's what I would do. Maybe instead of coal this year, Santa wanted to give insurance CEOs a different kind of raw material, cold, hard steel and lead. Now, on top of the facts that everybody wants healthcare reform and the CEO is definitely on the naughty list, whoever killed the guy was able to get away pretty quick. Now, allegedly, Luigi Mangione got on a city bike and went to Central Park and changed his clothes, and then he got on a Port Authority bus and took that to Pennsylvania, and then they caught him in a McDonald's. That seems like it'd be very difficult to do, especially since Luigi Mangione has a terrible back. Santa, on the other hand, is very experienced with getting away after breaking the law. Every single year, the guy commits billions of breaking and entering home invasion crimes and gets away with it every single time. He's got the perfect getaway vehicle, the perfect getaway drivers, and the perfect safe house. If Santa wants you under the Christmas tree this year, all he's got to do is stick you in broad daylight and then spring to his sleigh and to his team give a whistle, and away they all fly like the down of a thistle. And you'd hear him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Free healthcare to all, and to all a good night. And if you fucking try me, just know that I might." My last piece of evidence for why I believe Santa Claus is the murderer in the UnitedHealthcare CEO murder is the murder weapon. Allegedly, it was a 3D printed homemade gun. You know who's really good at making things homemade? Guns are not that hard to get in the United States. They're all over the place here. If you trip and fall somewhere in the United States, you might get shot. There are literally more guns than people in this country. The North Pole, on the other hand, as we all know, has very strict common sense gun laws. You can't just buy a rifle at Walmart there. You have to pass very strict background checks every single year. You have to take a bunch of gun safety courses every 5 years, and you're only allowed to keep one rifle and one handgun in your home. If Santa wants a piece, he's got to make his own. Thankfully, he has a team of master craftsmen who love to kill. The North Pole has plenty of machinery that can be quickly modified to create weapons of death and destruction. He also literally has the inventor of the red dot sight and laser pointer leading his sleigh at all times. So, are we sure that Luigi Mangione killed the CEO of UnitedHealthcare? Are you 100% positive that it wasn't Santa Claus who murdered that man in cold blood in broad daylight? Because I'm not. If there's one person that I trust to go to extreme measures to give the people what they want, it's Santa fucking Claus. Chris fucking Kringle. Saint fucking Nick. He's got the drive. He's got the list. He's got the sleigh. and he's got the blicky. This is such a dumb video. Again, murder is bad. I'm anti-murder. I'm not going to commit any murders. Don't do murders. Shout out to you if you made it to the end of this. This is the stupidest thing I've ever made. Really appreciate it. See you next week.